Even by using the tools at Chicago's Adler Planetarium, Director of Astronomy Geza Juk admits there's a limit to what he can see and do in understanding the cosmos.
We've got a 24-inch telescope in the back of the Adler. It's not a great place to do observing because of all the light pollution from Chicago.
Which is why he depends on experiments and equipment deployed by astronauts above Earth's atmosphere in the International Space Station to help him see not only the cosmos in new and different ways, but also the Earth from above. It's an important part of his work, limited since the Space Shuttle era ended, leaving the U.S. dependent on the Russians for a ride to the space station, and why Juk is excited to watch astronauts launch from the U.S. Space Coast in Florida, something he has not witnessed in almost a decade.
I'll look at one of the live streams and just enjoy the spectacle.
When astronauts Bob Behnken and Doug Hurley lift off, reach orbit, and then rendezvous with the International Space Station, they will do so in a system partially funded, but not produced, by Jim Bridenstine's National Aeronautics and Space Administration's Commercial Crew Program.
NASA is not going to purchase, own, and operate the hardware. In fact, we're going to be a customer. We're going to buy a service.
That service and hardware, a Falcon 9 rocket and Crew Dragon spacecraft, for this mission is supplied by SpaceX, the first of several private companies in a space race to regularly launch astronauts commercially from Cape Canaveral. The SpaceX Demo 2 mission got the green light to move forward, even as the world copes with the spread of the coronavirus.
We've been in, for all intents and purposes, a quarantine now since about March 15th. We have been in quarantine probably longer than any other space crew has ever been in the history of the space program.
While Hurley and Behnken's mission ushers in a new era of spaceflight, Juk points out it's also cheaper.
A shuttle launch was about $500 million. A partially reusable SpaceX is expected to be around $50 million. That's a factor of 10. And so cheaper launches means more opportunity for us.
Retired astronaut Nicole Stott says it also makes space more accessible.
I think the business model for any of these companies that are working right now in partnership with NASA, the business model is going to depend on them having business outside of just NASA astronauts flying on these spacecraft.
It's a business model Juk hopes might lead to an opportunity to do more than just look at the stars from the Adler Planetarium on Earth.
That's really exciting because that means that company, SpaceX, can also sell seats to other people. Like, maybe someday me if I want to go into space. And I just find that really exciting because that's going to open up space to everyone eventually.
While commercial companies focus on transporting space travelers into Earth's orbit and to the space station, NASA has not abandoned developing its own space launch and crew system. The agency is currently testing a next-generation rocket and capsule that will return astronauts to the moon and eventually take them to Mars. Kane, Farabaugh, VOA News, Chicago, Illinois.